Hello, welcome to this new video where I'm going to showcase you another round from the Master League tournament that I'm hosting called Sinjo Teams. If you'd like to see what it is and what the format is, what the prizes are, check out the previous video. I have a small piece there explaining the meta and how that goes. This week we have Potato Bear versus Vani. This is a battle between two play Pokemon judges, basically. And Potato Bear has a Distortion World path in which you can pick Giratina, you can pick another Ghost type, another Giratina or Mega Gengar, or you can pick Solgaleo, you can pick a Dragon Weak to Dialga, such as Reshiram or Zekrom, you can pick a Fairy, and then you have two non-legendaries in which Potato Bear has the Annihilate and the Gyarados. Vani has the same path Chemcoup had last week, which is the Spatial Rift path, and he has Palkia, Groudon, Mega Bombsnow, and then he picked the Landorus, which means that his other two picks have to be non-legendary. Unfortunately, we have only one side of the recording. That is because Vani's mobile phone storage crashed or something. I don't know. And then we only have Potato Bear's side, but luckily that's crystal clear. And a pretty big screen as well. Annihilate into Snorlax leads. This is great for Potato Bear. This Snorlax has superpower. It's open team sheets. In comes the Landorus. This is interesting. I would think you probably try to bait out the Gyarados. Considering Vani's Landorus beats everything but the Gyarados on Potato Bear's team, Potato Bear's Gyarados always comes out. Letting the Stone Edge go is kind of scary because I think in the two shields, I'm pretty sure in the two shield scenario, Landorus can now mud shield down. Let's take a look here. Now you have to shield Sand Storms as well if you want to go for switch advantage. It looks like Vani really wants to get those shields down or go for switch advantage. Let's see, Sand Storm. And then going for another Aqua Tail. Looks like Potato Bear also wants to go for switch advantage here. They still should knock out the Landorus. Is he going to shield that? He is going to shield that. I guess at this point you can mud shield. Oh, he goes for the shield KO. Man, a shield does 1 damage. But Gyarados still hangs on. Must have had 2 HP. That's very, very fortunate for Potato Bear there. I think if he went for a Mud Shot, it would have done 1 more damage even. And then he probably would have knocked out the Gyarados. Look at that. It has no HP. In comes Golden Go for that energy advantage, which is going to be very helpful into Giratina and Annihilate. That play from Vani I find pretty questionable, simply because if the Annihilate had an energy advantage, that Golden Go would have gotten taken out in 1 attack, in 1 Shadow Ball from the Annihilate, because Golden Go is super attack weighted. Giratina is like the opposite, has almost no attack, and look at how much damage that's doing with Shadow Claws and a resisted Dragon Claw. And also the Shadow Ball does so much damage, by the way. That's crazy. Because considering how bulky Giratina is, that also says a lot about the attack set of the Golden Go. Let's see, going to store an attack maybe, and then going into Snorlax. But like I said, it's open team sheets, so Potato Bear knows that this Snorlax has Body Slam and Superpower. It cannot really hurt the Annihilate at all. If it has Outrage or Earthquake, it would have had good play here. That also makes Snorlax pretty bad into like Giratina. So Snorlax is really just there if Vani was just fearing that Gengar. And Mega Gengar does have an incredible stat distribution, right? So maybe that's fair. But I would also argue that the Landorus from Vani might just be enough to keep about everything in check. Can beat the Giratina, the Gengar, the Reshiram, the Zacian, the Annihilate. It's just that Gyarados that's so tough for Potato Bear to deal with. And it looks like, I think Vani just closed his app or something, or just, I don't know. He maybe lagged out. It didn't really matter at this point. Annihilate wins this game. That's a 1-0 score for Potato Bear. Nitrous comes through, it's boosted. Gonna knock out the last Pokemon. As soon as it comes through, there we go. Game number 2, Gyarados into Palkia. Is that a Shundo? That looks pretty wicked. So Palkia wins the 0 shields here, simply because you can take the crunch. But all the other shield scenarios, Palkia loses to Gyarados, because the Dragon Breaths from Gyarados are super effective. See if Vani's indeed going to play that. If you see Palkia here, and Vani's just letting go, it has to be Landorus in the back. Palkia and Landorus is just such a good core that we see in Go Battle League as well the whole time. In comes Golden Go. Again, interesting. I guess Vani just assumes that Potato Bear doesn't want to bring that Gengar and that he doesn't really bring an answer. Going for the crunch, super effective. We'll do a lot on Golden Go. Does it shield it? But this is why Potato Bear brought the Reshiram. But Reshiram takes a while to get the Fusion Flare, so would even say it's that great of a matchup in its current state. The debuff might help a little bit to do more Dragon Breath damage. I don't think you can afford to use 2 shields here, though, as Potato Bear. There has to be the Landorus in the back, so you have to keep the shield for the Gyarados, I would assume. Annihilate in the back. It's gonna have a rough match if it is Landorus. Let's see. He doesn't have Ice Punch as well to double super effective. That is kind of what you might need if you run a team this weak to Landorus. Going in with the Gyarados, though. Interesting. Probably doesn't want to use a shield on the Annihilate otherwise. Letting the Shadow Ball go through, you know that Golden Go cannot really bait. In the back is indeed the Landorus, but I think you lose the 1-0 shield. I like this play. Your Night Slash boost might be the win condition. Look at how wicked he does the bubbles, by the way. Just keeps his finger in the middle. I don't know, though. Annihilate has actually pretty decent stats. It actually has lower attack than you might think it does. It has like 10 lower attack than a Primarina, for example. And even more for comparison, 30 lower than Metagross. Going for Sandsear Storm. I don't think a Shadow Ball actually knocks out now after 2 Sandsear Storms. Let's see. You need this to knock out as Potato Bear. But even then, like, you even knock out the Palkia afterwards. That doesn't even knock out after 2 debuffs. Yeah, that's rough. I think you would kind of have to sacrifice this Pokemon maybe and try to sweep with Gyarados. Maybe that was the play. I don't know. Inka's Palkia drained with down this game. The score is now a 1-1. Potato Bear leads his Giratina altered into Snorlax from Vani. But we know Vani has Body Slam and Superpower on Snorlax, so it can't really hit the Giratina altered with charge attacks. Only gonna have to rely on Lick. And Lick actually doesn't do as much as you'd like it to. So this makes this matchup a little bit more neutral than it should be. You probably also know there's going to be Landorus in the back as Potato Bear, so you kind of want Switch as well. That kind of makes it very awkward. It could be the same line that Vanny had in game number 1, where you had the Snorlax, the Golden Go, and the Landorus. Landorus has to be there. It's like by far the best Pokemon that Vanny has. Let's see. That Snorlax really, its only role is to make sure Potato Bear doesn't get an energy advantage on that Mega Gengar, because I think that is what Vani is scared of. Swapping in the Landorus, throwing the Dragon Claw first is interesting. Maybe a bit of a reaction of Potato Bear there. You definitely want to align that Gyarados here. Also softens up the Landorus a little bit, so that's nice. Let's see. Trying to get Charge Superiority on the Aqua Tail there, but Potato Bear is not falling for it. Going to shoot it up this time. The Stone Edge would have done a lot of damage, as we saw earlier. I think if you double shield, you could even farm this Landorus down entirely. So let's see. That is if you shoot a Stone Edge next and not a Sandsear Storm. Ooh, risky. I'm not sure that would have been Charge Superiority tie. Let's see. Potato Bear lets this go. It is a Stone Edge. Does a lot of damage. Can you get the farm down? You barely get the farm down and come out with an attack. That can be pretty big, honestly. Take it on Snorlax. Snorlax bulky, so it can take that as well. And I think Potato Bear just comes back in with the Giratina, because Giratina takes no damage from the charge attacks. Yeah. Ooh, actually going for a Dragon Claw right away. Interesting. And Vani is expending his energy here. This is not exactly where you want to expend energy. Now it really comes down to what's in the back. If it's Palkia, I'm not sure who wins that Dragon Breath matchup. It's the Groudon. Oh man, this is not what you want to see as Potato Bear. This is scary. So this is that ABB strategy that I thought would come out in game 1 from Vani. When he Stage Switched at Landorus, he had to bait out the Gyarados, which is the only answer from Potato Bear. And now, did he just try to catch an attack on the restroom? That's not where you want to catch an attack. Shielding the Precipice Blades correctly, I kind of like that. You kind of need shields for restroom, but also you know that there's no way Vani no shields here. Or sorry, that he baits there. So let's see. Oh, he throws Charge Stick and tries to catch at the same time. Go for another Dragon Claw. I'm pretty sure that... Yeah, now shields. I'm pretty sure that Vani has this one. Trying to... Oh, he catches! Wait, is this the play to win this? This takes out Reshiram in one hit if like... Fire Punch! Oh no! I don't even know if that would have killed Giratina, honestly. I did not expect that. He got a Fire Punch. Excuse me. Precipice Blades knocked out. And now 2 more for Dragon Claw. If this is a Fire Punch, I don't think it knocks out. I think it's a Fire Punch, right? Because the ground has thrown so many attacks. It's a Fire Punch. Giratina hangs on. See, that's why I'm confused. Why was it even a Fire Punch in the first place? Vani maybe tried to Fire Punch and farm down, but yeah, the catch was just brutal, kind of. The score is 2-1 now for Potato Bear. He needs 1 more win. Vani needs 2 more wins to get there. Oh, this is an interesting lead. I would think this is okay for the Golden Go. And the reason why is because this Giratina only has resisted charge attacks. We saw how much a Shadow Ball did earlier. As Potato Bear, this is just great for him. If you can force switch, you can always align your Gyarados into that Landorus. Let's see. And also, the Annihilate is now not on the Landorus. So that's actually really good for Potato Bear. But man, can this Golden Go get to another charge stack? No, it doesn't get to a charge stack before next Dragon Claw. But I think if you shield here as Vani and then go for Shadow Ball, you can win the 1 shield here. Let's it go. Interesting. Now coming in with the Landorus. Potato Bear still staying in. Makes sense. The Landorus needs 2 Sandsear Storm to knock out here. So the Giratina definitely gets to another Dragon Claw, which will chunk as long as nothing is debuffed so far. Vani is waiting a turn every time before throwing. Very smart. But man, look at that. That does like nothing. Mud Shots plus the next Sandsear Storm will like barely knock out. I also think you don't shield anything here yet though, because you know there's going to be Gyarados in the back. The last Pokemon from Vani has to be the one sweeping. And I think the only Pokemon with the potential might be the Palkia. So, gonna be pretty rough here for Vani right now, I think. Landorus already... Look at how much damage this Giratina put in. If you can get to a Stone Edge, it's actually huge. But I think Potato Bear will still shield and value his Gyarados here. Because Gyarados is full HP. You're not gonna let this go. And in the back is the Palkia, indeed. But I think that the shield was so big here. Because otherwise Palkia just Dragon Breath through that Annihilate now. Let's see, can you get a debuff? That's a huge debuff. Potato Bear has all the luck he needs here. Trying to catch an attack, it doesn't really matter. I think at this point it just comes down to fast attack damage. You need 2 Spatial Rant as Vani. How much does this do? Oh, that doesn't even put it into the red. I thought that would almost knock out, actually. Maybe it was an undercharge, I'm not too sure. Neither was actually quite bulky often. No debuff. Counter's still adding up. The counters are doing almost as much as the Dragon Breath. It actually counters down. And then comes out with a Nice Slash. Dude, Annihilate actually, that thing is 1000 CP lower. It still wins there. That's crazy, actually. Very well played by Potato Bear. And he wins this matchup by 3-1. Congratulations to Potato Bear for winning that round. That looked basically impossible with Landorus almost winning everything. But you see there, you only need 1 Pokemon to counter the other Pokemon. So perhaps that's just the way. Well played, and see you in the next video.